Welcome to Week 3 of Module 2 in the Online Hybrid Blended Education Certificate. This week, university instructors Dr. Glenda Gunter and Professor Herman Thomason will share their experiences regarding group work in online courses. Please listen as they share their insights and advice on the benefits and strategies for incorporating group work in the online learning environment. What benefits do you see to student collaboration in an online course?
Well, I think student collaboration is very important in an online course, just as it is in a face-to-face course, but maybe more so. First of all, the importance is that by collaboration, students have to work mentally on the material and look at it from their perspective and describe it from their perspective. And they have to listen to other students, work and describe their ideas about the material. And this gives the students new insights into the ideas or the subject matter being worked on. So it's a part of increased or enhanced learning, so to speak, the collaboration part. If the students are working alone, they are only working with their ideas, and they don't get the new perspectives, the new interpretations, and so on. That's one reason, and the reason you can give for collaboration, whether it is in online course or face-to-face course. But then you also have the need to build a community in online courses. And the collaboration is a part of building that community. It's a part of familiarizing the students with each other and building a community of learning and trust.
What are some successful methods you've employed in your online courses in terms of student grouping?
It's very important in student grouping that you set the expectations of how the groups will participate. And you can do this with your rubrics, that each group member participates. But I've found the best ways to do it different ways. I have a way that I set up in my class, and throughout the class there's several group projects, but never are the groups always the same. It's been my experience that when students always work together, the same groups, you don't see a lot of interaction between the students. You don't see as much growth. So what I do the first project is they get to pick their own teammates. They totally get reign over who they put in the groups. And the next project, I pick who's in those groups. And then the next project, I do a random selection of numbers, and it mixes everybody up. That's very beneficial when you have some students that may not want to work with other students because the numbers chose whoever. I recently did a project that I teach the integration of technology into all types of learning environments. And it was very important to me when I formed the groups that I got different people from different fields. I had a teacher, K through 12 in one group, a corporate trainer in that group, and then an instructional designer, and that formed the group. And the students were a little surprised, but each student brought some different type of skill to the table and the group project. I found that for solving problems, these projects I get a much higher level of work. They also learned from each other. There's things that you may not know as a corporate trainer that a K through 12 teacher does know, or a K through 12 teacher doesn't know what an instructional designer and the skills they have. So it's really helpful on the projects. I've also found that peer review is crucial in group work because all the groups, there's going to be someone, no matter what group work you do, that doesn't do anything or doesn't pull up their fair share of the work. And that upsets the students, especially this is based on grades. So a good idea is to let them evaluate each other and do peer review. I also use other types of instruments to see who is participating, such as when they work on their group projects. I can see who's talking, who's helping the group. They also provide notes on when they meet with Skype or other tools. And that's been helpful for me to see who is doing the project, because it's not totally fair. Now, some instructors would say everybody gets the same grade. I'm not sure I totally agree with that, because I do think it's when you let the students evaluate each other, they will be very honest about who did what and help with the project. I also have noticed that more students are doing their part of the project because they know they're going to be peer reviewed.
How do you address conflict between group members in an online course?
It's really important as an instructor to be ready for there to be conflict in any type of situation, especially when there's teamwork. One of the ways I found is through the expectations of the students. I have in my protocols how to be nice to each other, but that doesn't mean that's always going to work. And I have to say, as an instructor, sometimes you're the good parent and then you're the bad parent. Sometimes they resolve issues themselves, but I have had to step in as an instructor and say, we need to deal with whatever's going on. And we've actually had a few conversations on a phone where we worked out whatever the conflict was. But I found that different tools for getting involved and not getting involved is very important. I had an experience about a year ago where a student came in and deleted the entire project. And we're not positive how they did or why they did that, but it was very hard to see who did what work. So each student had to provide me their notes and communication and show me exactly what the work was. Also, randomly putting your groups together, changing them helps. But as an instructor, you need to know that sometimes, even though we may be dealing with adults, you need to step in and see if you can work out the conflict. It may be just a misunderstanding between expectations. Usually the conflict involves who's doing the most work and who's not doing their work. So your peer review comes in handy there. But just realize you may have to occasionally be on both sides of that and get involved. And then sometimes the conflicts work themselves through email and also chatting with them.
While group work can be challenging to facilitate in an online course, the benefits to students can outweigh the frustration. By using strategies that encourage students to work together and addressing conflicts as they arise, group work can be successful in your online course.